Arabia and Iran have announced that they're resuming diplomatic ties. In a coup for China, the deal was struck in Beijing after 4 days of secret talks. It follows 7 years of hostility between the Saudi Arabian kingdom as it broke off official relations with Tehran. Both countries have pledged to reopen their embassies within the next 2 months. Iran's top security official said the deal aims to consolidate Tehran's ties with nations across the Islamic world.
We have been here in Beijing for 6 days. I held talks with my Saudi counterpart that led to the agreement to normalize relations. We agreed with Saudi Arabia to open a new page based on the interests of the two countries and on regional security, and to promote stability instead of exacerbating tensions. We hope this will contribute to the establishment of security and development in the region and balance the behavior of foreign powers and their distance from our region, to which they came without permission. We look forward to this agreement contributing to the consolidation of our relations not only with Saudi Arabia, but also with the countries of the region and the Islamic world. The enemy, especially the Zionist entity, feels frustrated and despaired by this agreement.
Well, Suhail, what has been agreed is restoring diplomatic ties between the two countries. That's been severed since 2016. That means in around 2 months from now, there is going to be meetings between the officials of the Islamic Republic of Iran, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and mainly officials in the foreign ministry, and they will agree on the roadmap to restoring relations. Ambassadors will get back to their to both capitals. Saudi ambassador to Tehran, Iranian ambassador to Riyadh, and also reviving a 2001 security pact that was essential at that time when it was signed to regional security. Both countries are saying that they want this deal to have its own impact on regional security, and regional security will mean also trying to contain the escalation in Yemen, the war in Yemen, maybe situation in Lebanon where there is no president because of these contradictions and clashes of interests between Iran and Saudi Arabia. Also, this will have its own reflection on the situation in Iraq and probably Syria also.
So guys, this is a big development, and this is going to have global impact. Global, because number one, remember these two countries have been at it for the past 7 years. There are stark differences with the Sunni and the Shiites, right? You have, remember, and in Lebanon, Arabia, Yemen, and Syria, they have wars, and each country is on opposite side. Everywhere they have any kind of conflict with Sunni, the Shiites and the Sunnis, they are always on opposite sides. So if they come now together, number one, it's gonna quell conflicts in that part of the world. And when that happens, imagine Beijing did this quietly without the world knowing. They was trying to strike a deal between Iran and Saudi Arabia. America on the other end, they don't make nothing quiet. Everything they're doing, they make it known worldwide. This is what the Chinese are beating the Americans. Chinese move more silent, like a river, like a stream, like a river. It runs, it looks calm, but there's a lot of things going on underneath. America now is more of a waterfall. They're loud, they make big splashes everywhere they go. And notice it, all the countries that they cast aside and sanctioned all these years are now coming together. Iran, Mexico, Venezuela, all the stands, Afghanistan, all those countries that got invaded are sanctioned heavily and cast aside. Now they're joining BRICS. And when the BRICS currency come to fruition, then the sanctions that the US have in place won't have any more teeth. America will always be a giant because they have one of the strongest army in the world, right? And they have nukes and all that, but they diplomatically and economically, they can't bully much countries anymore. And this in return going to benefit Africa and a whole, because if America sanction African countries, then it won't have more that bite it used to have. So it won't destabilize an African country economy. Instead, they can, don't forget, Right now, Saudi Arabia is trading not only in the US dollar, they're trading in gold because Ghana is paying Saudi Arabia for oil with gold. Zimbabwe just did a gold coin and it stabilized the economy. So all these economies are becoming more stable because they are going against the grain. They're not succumbing to the US pressure of with sanctions. So the world is changing dramatically and BRICS is gonna come out on top. So for all those who thinking the big bad bully gonna be dominant all times, that's coming to an end. And this, when I see two stark enemies put the differences aside to come together, now they're gonna open embassies in the next 2 months within each countries. Even though they have stark differences, economically wise, it's more better for them to join because of the sanctions in Iran, the economy is crushing. Saudi Arabia wanted to diversify their economy. So for them to do that, you need other investment, other trades, and they have to look towards other countries apart from America because they no longer trust America because this is what, if you don't agree with America, they turn against you. So Saudi Arabia no longer have faith in the Americans to protect them. So they're looking towards other nations like China, Russia. And that's why the Chinese are winning because, again, the Chinese are more like a lake. It's look on top, it's look calm, no issue, but they're doing a lot. Underneath is a raging, they're moving. America, as I said earlier, is more of a waterfalls. They're loud, make a lot of splashes, and you can see them from a mile away. And this is what gonna win eventually. Because remember, the Chinese kept this secret for 6 days. No one didn't even know where the meeting was keeping, but yet the Chinese get done what the American could never get done. They could never strike a peace deal with no nation. Notice it. Every nation America tried to strike a deal with never come to fruition. Now the Chinese actually get it done by two stark enemies. You can imagine what else the Chinese going to accomplish in the next couple of months or years to come. So they're going to emerge as a giant in the world just now. The BRICS is going to be good for, especially the continent of Africa. It's going to be great for them because the West won't have that grip they have on the continent anymore. And then African countries are now starting to ban export of their natural resources, their raw materials. Like especially now with lithium, they say now Kenya say if you want lithium, you have to come refine it here, factory here, give employment to locals. That's a good look. So anyway, that's my 2 pieces for today. You don't know it is. It's the Washington SXM podcast. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Peace, one love. Boom.